the actual game, it's like, you barely fall out. But in your head, especially a man's head, you're just like, Drah! So I go to my first tournament and I'm nervous, but I'm also have a little bit of swagger. Pent up rage, right? So I go to this tournament and the person they match me up to fight, my first fight, is like this tall compared to me. And I walk up, I'm like looking at his belly button. And we walk back and the guy comes in the middle and he goes, fight! Immediately, when he says fight, this tall guy kicks me in my eyeball. Hard.
What's up guys, it's Keith Kalfas. Right now, I'm at Joshua Latimer's Automate Grow Sell Live Experience. And they're actually putting strings through balloons right now. Oh, they're overcoming. Okay, what's going on right now, Josh?
Well, this is just a fun little 2-minute activity, but the concept behind it is that everything in our business is impossible. It feels impossible until you've achieved it. For me, when I started my company, my goal was to make $500 a week. That was literally the thing that stressed me out and kept me up at night, and me and my wife would stress out about in the trailer park that we lived in. And it was real, and it was painful. But you know, what happens as you level up in your belief is that it doesn't feel like a big deal after you achieve something, right? So when you have your first $5,000 month, you realize like, oh, that wasn't that big of a deal. I can do that. $10,000, $50,000, $100,000 months. The point being is that all of us have massive mental stuff going on between our ears, and this is just a fun activity as we wrap up the mastermind session today, just to kind of demonstrate the fact that even though it seems impossible to put a needle through a balloon, it's not. You can do it, you just have to know how to do it, and that's what we're teaching these people.
Awesome. Okay, him and his wife throw this live event every year. It's a private event, it's very high level, and I'm telling you, the people in this event, the very, very humble people and very successful high level in their service businesses, and they're here so they can grow and achieve even more. So I'm very excited to be here, and I'm gonna show you and take you on the inside and see what one of it is like. Check, 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 check. Alright, so we're here at the event. I'm gonna go around and interview some people, interview some people and see what type of advice, what type of golden nuggets we can extract. And who's first on the list? I caught his attention. Kurt Kempton, the founder of Responsibid. Can I interview you?
Sure, interview. He's smarter. He's the master.
All right, so Kurt,
what's up?
We're at the Automate Grow Sell Live Experience.
Yeah.
What is going on at this event? Why are you here? And what are you contributing to the event? And what? No, I'm just kidding. And what are you learning? Like, what is this about?
Yeah. So, excuse me. So basically, what's happening is unlike every other conference that is held for service providers, this is not a place for people to puff up their chests and talk about what they've accomplished and how great they are. This is a place for people to come to push themselves hard and to make themselves do things that they couldn't otherwise do. So the first thing we do is we have a bunch of fun and kind of get to know each other. And then the second thing we do is we sit down at a table and tell everybody all the horrible stuff that's going on in our business. This is how much revenue I have. Here's my expenses. Here's how much debt I have. Here's how much I'm doing in debt payments. Here's how many employees I have. Maybe I have too many for the revenue I'm doing. Stuff like that. And then a bunch of people cry about how terrible their marriage is going and what they could be doing better. And then they're there with their spouse and they all open up together. And then from there, we all help each other to build plans. And we use experience of what other people have overcome to help them to overcome. I'm just here as a mentor. All I do is facilitate. I help people to get their answers from different people and sort of like, well, so-and-so went through that and so-and-so did that and here's something I did. And by the time we finish all of our masterminding, people have taken all their hardest problems, vulnerably shared them with others, and they've gotten responses back on how they can do better.
And you have a hugely successful business yourself.
I'd like to be more successful.
So this is Kurt Kempton. He's the founder of Responsibid. He has a 7-figure business. The dude, he's a major leader in our industry. And so let's go interview him. And what is Responsibid?
Responsibid is the quoting software for service companies. It helps you to close more jobs at higher prices with less effort. It does it through automating the quoting process, generating really powerful proposals, and then automating the follow-up process.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I just got on Responsibid for my window cleaning business, and I'm still in the process of setting it all up, so I'm super excited because you can like literally create videos that build a relationship with the customer like
right.
on autopilot. And you said you have guys in your clients, you know, guys like service providers that are like, dude, I closed a job when I was on vacation, or so. How's that work?
Oh, the whole time I've been here, people keep coming up to me going, hey Kurt, just closed another $2,000 job. Kurt, I woke up this morning and someone booked a $2,000 or a $1,500 job last night while I was asleep. It basically, there's lots of ways it can happen. You can put it on your website, and a web visitor can actually get themselves an accurate quote with real data, pick what they want, and then you can even connect it to whatever calendar you're using, and it will figure out the best drive times and which crews should do the job, and it'll actually let them choose a time off your calendar and leave a deposit for the job so that it's scheduled in your CRM with a work order in your CRM already.
And you just show up like that?
Yeah.
Or send your crew to do the work?
One of the people that was sitting there and talking at dinner time, they're like, dude, it's been so awesome. The whole time I'm at the conference, I'm booking jobs, I'm scheduling stuff, and I'm like, I should leave home more often so that I can close more jobs. It's so funny. But you can use it.
We're in the future. I remember seeing your stuff back in like 2012 or 13 when I was on the internet.
Yeah.
I was like, this looks cool, what is this? And now it's just...
Yeah, back in those days it was just a web quoting software, but now it's your in-person and your phone quoting software and the web quoting tool.
Amazing. It has all the analytics, it plugs into everything else.
Yeah.
Sweet, dude.
Yeah.
Well, nice to meet you, Kurt.
Yeah. Good to see you. This is Ryan Edrington, good friend of mine. We're here at the AGS Experience, and Ryan was here last year actually. He was in my group, and Ryan came here last year saying, I want to grow my business by 50%.
Yes.
Which was 250 to 375.
Yes.
How are you doing on that?
We are on track to hit that goal, 50% growth, and we're looking to do 50% growth next year as well.
And do you think you're really going to hit that?
Yes, I do. I know I will hit it.
Absolutely you will.
Yes.
So Ryan's a hustler. Ryan knows what he's doing. This is not Ryan's first rodeo. In fact, before you did, cleaning business, what did you do?
I was in the Marine Corps.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to ask you, for you to grow your business by 50% in the last 12 months, and you're going to do it again, what was the number one hang up then that was stopping you that you had to overcome to make that happen?
So, as most people, probably, my number one hang up was myself. I had a lot of self-limiting beliefs. I would look at the why I can't do something versus how I could do it. I was focusing on the wrong side of the coin. And once I started focusing on the how I can do it versus basically how I wasn't going to do it, things really started to switch around for me. And also just really giving a better understanding of my numbers, really breaking down my numbers.
What kind of work are you doing, mostly?
Pressure washing, soft washing.
Yeah.
Based out of Florida. It's a very competitive market, but we're doing it, so I know others out there can do it as well.
Cool. And then what was the first major action you took when you were able to overcome that hump that really started to... what did you start pulling the trigger on? You're like, I'm doing this.
Basically, right when I got back from this, when I got back in December of 2017, started right away. I mean, we came up with a plan here at the event at Automate Grow Sell, and when I got back, I started implementing immediately, and immediately started seeing growth. So getting here at this event, having clarity, coming up with an action plan, it just triggered everything, and that's where it began.
And it began here.
Automate Grow Sell Experience.
Dude, thanks to meet you. And your name again?
Ryan Edrington.
Edrington?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. What's the name of your business?
Excellent Exteriors.
Excellent Exteriors.
Yes.
All right, dude. That was awesome. Brandon Vaughn from All Clean Soft Wash. As you guys, there he is. So you guys are doing like $500,000 a month now in your business. And I interviewed you on my channel before. Alright, this is Patrick Clark from Greenville, South Carolina. This dude's doing $1.2 million in his soft washing business. And you were here last year at Automate Grow Sell, and you set some goals and you achieved them.
Yeah.
Dude, this is Brian Haggerty. Okay, so I was watching this course called the Employee Rockstar Toolkit, and this guy developed a whole system and training system for hiring and retaining the right employees. I'll let him talk about that. And dude, okay, so just I'll let you introduce yourself.
Yeah, good.
Man. Okay.
Hey, Brian Haggerty, A+ Power Washing and Roof Cleaning. I'm here with Kurt. I'm not Kurt. I'm Keith. Shit. Okay,
it's okay.
Wait. Hey, Brian Haggerty, A+ Power Washing and Roof Cleaning from New Jersey. I'm here with Keith. He's hooking up with me at the Automated Grow Cell Convention. I'm one of the mentors here this year. It's awesome. It's a blast, man. We're having such a great time. Brandon Vaughn is here. Josh Latimer. We're just really having a good time. Anyway, he asked for a little bit of an interview, so I'll just tell a little bit about my company. So I'm in New Jersey. We have 10 trucks. We have a mid-sized company. We do only strictly house washing, roof cleaning, and I'm actually one of the mentors here this year at the event. And we're running into so many great things. There's so many people here that are just like, they're kind of lost. They're a little bit lost in their business, and probably you know what it's like. You know, when you first get started, there's like that one hill you climb up and you're like, I'm at the top of the hill, I got it all made. And then you find out like, oh wow, I got to hire employees. And you got to come up with a whole set of skills, right?
Oh yeah,
and then,
totally different.
Yeah, and then the next thing you know, you're like, oh wow, I got to train managers. And then, oh wow, I got to learn how to like put systems into my business. Well, that's what Automate Grow Cell is all about. It's to learn how to put systems in your business and make your business like serve you rather than you serve it.
So can you give an example of like a system to start hiring employees and the right ones?
Oh, certainly, right.
Yeah.
Well, here, I'll give you guys a really good tip. There's a program, it's called Talent LMS. So it's TALENT LMS, and LMS stands for Learning Module System. So the first thing you want to do before you're going to start hiring in employees is have a training system that you can use to train them. Otherwise, you have to train them to do everything, and it's going to slow you down. You're going to actually lose money. So what we do is we created, take your cell phone. It's really simple. You grab your cell phone out of your pocket, right? And you say, hey Keith, do me a favor and film me taping out this electrical outlet. Film me rolling up that hose. Film me doing this, doing that, right? And you put it on Talent LMS, and you can actually make your own training course. So you make a video, then you make a test for the video, so you know they did it. You can track their progress through it. It's you can make different levels in your business. Like we have 5 different levels that you can be in our company. There's books you need to read to be able to do that. So you can create an entire training program for your people on Talent LMS. And it doesn't have to be fancy. You don't need something real fancy. One of the tasks that I give people here that are new, that are just trying to do this, I want you to make a list today, right now. Sit down and do it. A list of 30 videos that are the most important videos that you need to make in your business right now. Every morning, the very first job that you're on, when you get there at 8 o'clock, you do 3 videos or 4 videos a day. In 3 weeks, you will have 60 videos in your training program all ready to go, and you can train people with them. When you get that done, that's when you start hiring. And we have a really great system. It's called the Ultimate Employee Rockstar Toolkit. You can get it at automategrowcell.com. It sells for $4.97, and you will learn everything you need to learn about hiring people. We have job descriptions in there. We have the, we actually have a really good employee handbook that you can use. You can just take our name out, put your name in. We have the interview questions you need to ask them, the ads that you would put on Craigslist or Indeed. We have the script that you would use for a voice message, and we tell you how to weed out all the B and the C players.
Oh yeah, I remember. It's so by the time they actually get to you, you give them like little tasks to see if they can follow instructions.
Exactly, right. So what we're doing is we're making all the people that are going to apply for this job. Now you got to realize something. You say, oh, I put it on Indeed and 300 people applied and none of them did what I told them to do. Well, they're all trying to get unemployment. That's all they're doing. If they apply to a job for you, they just got their unemployment thing taken care of and they can keep collecting. That's not what you want. You want to get people that really are going to want to apply for your job, right? So you put in the ad, it says, do not reply to this ad. There's important information that you need to do, so read the entire ad. And in that ad, we give you a trick to make them take a test. You're making this a test, and they have to listen to it. So you already know that they're interested because they read the entire ad, and they're not just trying to get unemployment. Once you get that down, then we have them go to a special voicemail that we created, and we learn a little bit more about them, they learn a little bit more about us, and then we put them through a whole process. So we created, if you would, a funnel to only end up with A players in our business, and it weeds out all the B and C players.
Awesome.
And so the guy who actually gets to you is the guy you want to hire.
That's awesome.
It is awesome. Yeah, it really works out great. Yep. So on automategrowsell.com, and you can pick it up there, and I hope it works out for you. It works great for us.
Thank you.
Cool, man.
Brian Haggerty.
Good being with you, man.
Good man.
Was that right?
That was awesome. All right, this is Bobby Walker. This guy grew his business from
Keith, like you're why I'm here, bro. It's like you're why I'm doing this, so it's awesome. So love it. I can't wait to talk to you more.
Bobby Walker.
All right, I got it.
All right, guys, we're about to do a podcast on Joshua. Quick Talk podcast.
Is this on? Why is there no red light? There's no warning. Is it on?
It's on.
You're letting me be even more awkward. What are you thinking?
All right, guys. Joshua pulled us aside, my mic on, because he wanted to do a podcast for his Quick Talk podcast. I'm sure you've heard it. And we're here right now at this table. And hey, talk a little bit about the event and your podcast, and just
all right,
kind of
cool.
quick. You already know Josh. You see him on my channel all the time.
Here's like my theory is that small business is changing. It's like this education revolution the last 3 or 4 years on the internet. Channels like Keith's, there's so many business and entrepreneurial resources. All these things are happening. It's like drinking through a fire hose. But what's happening, and even with my podcast or the videos or the teachings that we do, is people are starting to become perpetual consumers of information. They know a ton of stuff. Even people with really young businesses, they know like advanced stuff. They know how to read a P&L. They understand like their balance sheet. They understand like perceived value and how to price things correctly and how to do all this stuff. But it's not actually helping them build their business, which is really weird. The reason that we made this live event, which is the weirdest live event ever, in a good way, is because I don't just want people to get information. We want them, and this is going to sound cheesy, but that's okay because I have 5 kids and I am cheesy. We want transformation. Like you want the person to actually get like across that next thing, whether it's making your first $100,000. That's a huge, gigantic mental barrier to break through. The next tier is 500, right? You know, once you get to 100, you can say, yeah, I could do 2 or 3. 4 seems big, I could do it, but 500 kind of breaks your brain. Once you do that, it's $1 million. But it's how do you actually make that happen? It's not just information. You got to have community, you got to have clarity, you got to get competent advice from people who have already done it, and get an executable plan, and then do that plan with accountability.
That was crystal clear. That was awesome. Check out his podcast, Quick Talk Podcast.
Yeah, I lost my train of thought now.
So their denial.
Right, so the first stage was all the denial, and then they were all talking about specifically the business aspect of it and understanding what they needed to understand where they were at, number one, and then once they understood where they were at, then they could actually get to like stage 2. So going from stage 1 then to stage 2.
Sure.
But they had to get that understanding of where they were at. So, and then some of them were dealing with some pretty significant business struggles themselves. This group being completely different, which is, it's really cool. They actually understand exactly where they're at from the business side of things, but there's a lot of personal stuff that's going on. You know, so we're dealing with a lot of just flat out personal issues. You know, everything from the I don't want to go too deep into it, but at the same time, you know, it's kind of like,
issues.
yeah, you got marriage issues, you got family issues, you got external circumstances that are going on. Every one of them understands the stages. They all understand the business parts of it. They understand the systems. They know exactly what they need. So, like when I ask for the objective and what they're looking for and the 6-month sprint, the next 6-month sprint, everything's crystal clear, like for them. Now they just need somebody to be able to hold them accountable to be able to actually do it, because obviously, you know, with entrepreneurs, they're like, this is what I'm going to do, and then they get distracted.
Yeah.
But so they're crystal clear on that, but this group here has more baggage that they're bringing along, and not
personally.
that yeah, personally, and it's not, again, it's not bad things, it's just in life we deal with crap, and that's exactly what it is. So that's the biggest difference that I've seen. The first one specifically about denial of the business. This one is more of the personal side of things.
Are they in
it's
denial about the personal things, or are they like just like, here it is, I'm putting it on?
They're
the table?
not in denial about it. I had to draw it out. I don't know how else to say it other than that, because those are the types of things that people don't want to talk about when they come to a business thing, but yet they are directly related. Because you have and this is just my personal opinion, but when you look at it, you grow up through your life and through business, and you create beliefs based off of circumstances and situations.
Yeah.
And those beliefs affect your decisions. And unless you realize that you hold those beliefs, you can't change it, because it's like a blind spot. You just can't. So when you call that out and say, look, I know that you've been fighting for a long time, and I know that you're really tired, and you don't feel like you really want to go on, and you feel like you need a warrior to stand with you and just help you, unless you call that out, it doesn't, they don't recognize it. They don't realize that they're tired. They don't realize that they're struggling. They don't realize that part of it. So, but yeah, you gotta identify that. So
same thing is completely different in last session. 100% of the group, 100%. These are all $1 million plus businesses. Was cash flow issues. That was their biggest issue. Was cash flow. In this group, cash flow isn't even a discussion. Like, it's not. They're way more financially healthy, but it's changing the thinking. Everyone's in level 4 and like on their way to level 5, and nobody in this group is saying I want to sell. They're all saying I want to keep owning it. So the issue is more about how to keep growing after you're level 5, and how to keep the sales and the momentum going, and how to drive the business without being in the business every single day.
They're looking long term then.
Yeah, long term, but also the how to not get distracted by shiny stuff, and you know what I mean.
We're at Joshua Latimer's house. This is like in the woods. This is awesome.
Wow.